Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the veteran Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers as they square off with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
Two former division rivals in the old AFC West, the Seahawks and Chargers, are underway. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank. The Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. And we get a quick look at the Chargers starting offense.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that Mike Pouncey's one of the best centers in the league, and to me, he helped usher in that new wave of centers. Agile, able to get to the second level and block people downfield, able to pull like a guard and get out in front of ball carriers, and pass protects really well, helps keep his quarterbacks clean.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play, and 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Returnable for Lockett. Oh, fighting off the defender. So a change of possession here on the punt. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And when I think of Russell Wilson, I think not just of the big plays that he's made, and those are considerable, but when they were made. 4th and 26 in a Big Ten championship game against Michigan State when he was with Wisconsin. A big completion helped lead his team to a victory. A big 4th down throw for a touchdown in an NFC championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. When the chips are down, this guy plays at a big level.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
Big Dwayne Brown is still one of the top left tackles in the NFL. A 4-time Pro Bowler, he's respected around the league because of his big frame, nimble feet, and strong grip. When you rush the passer against Dwayne Brown, you're just hoping to get near the quarterback.
On 2nd and 10. Wilson, throw left side complete. That's Carson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now Wilson on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. With that, let's take a look here at the Charger defense.
Let's just go ahead and state the obvious. Safety Derwin James is one of the better players in the NFL. First team All-Pro as a rookie, also went to the Pro Bowl, and he shows up anywhere and everywhere on the field making plays.
What? 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
From 17 yards out, and the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. And a look at Seattle's defense.
Ezekiel Ansah out of BYU. We call him Ziggy, and he knows where the quarterback is on every play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Everyone got 4 down. Eyes on 13.
Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on the draw. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
A Charger first down. Rivers hooking up with Allen. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to the ground now with Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now on 1st down, he's going to sneak it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, I think we can safely agree. That's not a call you see very often on 1st and 10.
Ever.
Who
calls a
that?
1st down sneak?
I guess the best we've probably seen is a 1st down quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah, but not a sneak. But they did gain yards.
It appears they'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd and short, going with a tight end. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. They hand off to their big tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 18 on the play. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. To throw is Wilson.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Facing a fourth down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got the tight end, Madden. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain there of 21 yards.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Wilson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, he's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Well, they tried to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
6 yards puts them right on the doorstep, but now it'll be 4th and goal. I'm looking down from our booths. You can tell this crowd wants them to go for it right now.
And believe me, he knows it, and he's weighing that through his head right now, actually trying to filter that out because this needs to be a cold decision by him. Not influenced by the crowd, not influenced by outside factors. Does he believe in his team enough to go for it right here? I think he's going to reward the crowd and do it.
And if he doesn't get it, they have to go the full length of the field. We'll see. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
They go play action here on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Blair, second-round pick from Utah, there to bat it away.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
He's got a man. It's Williams. Williams loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction. and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They run the counter. It's Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football and picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Here now, a look at Melvin Gordon. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Gordon, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Markevius Mingo. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left. And got his man. Complete.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Penny will try to punch it in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken about the 12. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, 72 yards. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Come on, QB, come on.
Here's Wilson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Flush to his right. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Now it's Wilson. Underneath pass here to Van Ness. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
This will be caught at about the 5. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter, it's a good running back dive play.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there, 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Phillip Rivers now gears up to take the offense back out there. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now Rivers throw into the hands of Gordon. Call it a pickup of 7, and it's a second down. To throw is Rivers. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Rivers finding his top receiver, that's Allen. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Rivers pass complete to Travis Benjamin. Touchdown, Chargers.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Makes the score Seahawks 27.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half. It's Wilson escaping the pressure right. And they can't bring him down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports halftime report. Back and forth, we win in that first half. This has certainly been an entertaining one to watch thus far. So let's get right back out to it as we'll rejoin our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. There defensively was Nasir Adderley making a nice play.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 73 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of a group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Looking to throw on second down. Rivers. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing again on second down. Wilson, left side here, taken in by Metcalf. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Now Wilson being chased out left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Myers' kick is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here. And
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Another try after the first down sack. Rivers. It's Williams on the catch. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, 73 yards. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Badgley on for the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 13. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Jerry Tillery gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Wilson now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Wilson now off the bootleg. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline, and he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson, and he's going to go down again. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now it's Carson, and this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play. But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
He was taken down by Cassius Marsh. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Now Rivers, and it's complete. Henry, and past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight line.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 32 yards. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. And there, a post route started out right, caught it in the middle of the field, went into the end zone. What typically makes those successful, those deep post routes?
You need help from your complementary receivers, okay? The guy that you want to get the ball is the guy that we just saw catch it and take it into the end zone. So he needs help from the other guys who have to occupy anyone in the middle of the field. Whether it's one safety, sometimes you get 2 guys in there, either run routes at them so they have to cover them, or somehow freeze them by running underneath them and hoping to draw them towards the line of scrimmage and throw it over his head.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will get them 1 closer. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They juked him. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. but they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. That'll bring up second down. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a hit. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. He has been on his A game. We're in the 3rd quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the field. I keep finding my eyes finding him on the bench in between series, wondering what he's going to do next. This has been a blast to watch him play the position.
He's been spectacular with those 4 touchdown passes. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Rivers now. Allen has it, left side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth-quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead will shrink to 6. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. He's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Here we go.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Well, if you're going to pass on 3rd and 1, you better get a first down if you complete it. They completed it, but no gain.
The aiming point has to be beyond the first down marker where you throw the ball. 3rd and 1, you can't have anything that's even close to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you run the risk of what we just saw there, not getting the first down.
A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. And that play didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively jars it free. No first down.
And this will be taken at the 13. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And it's a Seattle Seahawks touchdown. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And that one could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Quentin Jefferson able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. They'll throw again. Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Again, it's Rivers going for it all. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So kind of a tough break there. No real hook or slice to that one, but he's denied by the upright.
And he basically hits it just straight as an arrow. But yeah, since he's on the hash mark to begin with, straight as an arrow isn't good enough.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you get points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
It's a gain of 35. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that second down play.
No, it's all on your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Throwing Rivers, and it's caught over the middle by the tight end Green. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now Rivers throw into the hands of Gordon, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost. When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up. And Gordon will work his way in. Touchdown, Chargers. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Badgley on for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Next to score, Seahawks, 57.
So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Now Wilson on first down. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson, and that's incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Rivers. Man open left side, it's Williams. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Throwing, Rivers. It's complete, right side to Benjamin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Rivers to throw it.
Now they completed.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now Gordon.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Rivers from the gun on third down. He's got his man. It's Williams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. To throw is Rivers. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 25 yards that time. Rivers. Defensively here you've got, and this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. To throw again on second down. Wilson. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run for it with Carson. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.